Hello, this is Keeney Rathbun again. So I want to start by showing you my sketchbooks because that's where my process begins. Every year or so, I go on a month-long artist retreat somewhere, and this particular sketchbook I'm showing you today was my most recent one, which was all done about a year ago in Cape Perpetua Yachats area. And I spend that entire month drawing every day, at least one or two drawings. Most of these drawings take about 4 hours to do. They're very detailed. Some of them are better than others, but I try not to be conscious about, self-conscious about whether the drawing is good or not, but just to be present and observe what's around me and learn about new ways to draw objects that perhaps I've never drawn before, or viewpoints that are challenging. After I spend that month, then I come back here to Portland, and I spend probably the next 12 to 18 months transforming some of the drawings to either acrylic on carved linoleum paintings, or etchings, or screen prints. So a lot of these drawings that you're seeing here, you'll actually see in one of those other forms if you come to see my work at my open studio, which will happen 2 weekends in October. If you've been to the Cape Perpetua Yachats area, I'm sure you'll recognize some of these places. This beach, for example, is the beach right in downtown Yachats, and the river that runs out to the ocean there. As I said, some of the drawings are more successful than others, and some of them, like this one, are an opportunity for me to challenge myself. So, for example, I really was not happy with the way that I tried to draw that shell, which then led me to then try to focus on that shell and draw it from many different angles to get a sense of how to properly draw it. And that's the way that art happens. How you teach yourself to see more clearly is by drawing the same thing over and over and over, or new things, and challenge yourself to draw the things that you didn't do well better. One of the things that I learned on this trip was how to draw waves in a way that I really enjoyed. When I first tried, if you noticed some of the previous drawings, the waves really weren't convincing. And over time, I've developed this, over that month, I developed this sort of graphic representation that, for me, captures the energy of those waves. The place we were staying on Cape Perpetua was this really interesting old mansion, actually, although only part of it was available for us to rent. But you can see these sort of dragon heads that had been posted to support the beams on the outside of the building. I love rock formations and trees and of course now waves. And I love to draw them and to paint them. So you'll be seeing quite a bit of that in the new paintings that I'm doing for this show in October. So I hope you will come out and visit. I'd love to see you, and I'd like to share my work with you. Hope to see you then.